All right, we're going to start our math lesson today by going over a new signal word. So the new signal word for today is going to be classify. Everyone say that with me. Classify. Raise your hand if you have ever heard the word classify before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so 20. Raise your hand if you have never heard the word classify. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 6. All right, when I say heads together, I am going to have you put your heads together with your group, and I want you to come up with the prediction of what you think the word classify means. Heads together. It's like you know it, but you can't think of the definition from the dictionary.
But I always forget to ask about that.
I think that's great. What are we thinking over here?
Top secret, yeah.
Something top secret?
Class. Something that you don't want people to know.
Something
like
else.
your AR.
Gotcha. If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. All right, Maddie, please sit in your chair, right? All right, I am going to draw a colored marker here for your team. Okay, and this is going to be Boise State. And let's go with person 5. You don't have a person 5? Oh, you didn't come up with numbers because we moved teams yesterday. That's right. Okay, 30 seconds, real quick, heads together, pick the number for your team. Go. Ready?
1, 2, 4.
Okay, thumbs up when your team's ready. Okay, raise your hand if you're person 1 for your team. Person 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I know we have quite a few kids absent today. Okay, so person 5 for your team, and if you don't have a person 5 right now, solve your problem. Can you please give us your definition for the word classify? You don't want something you don't want anyone to know? Okay. All right. Something you don't want someone to know. All right, thank you, Roberto. Let's go to Oregon. Person 5.
So my team said to put something in a certain category.
To put something in a certain category. Nice job, Brandon. Okay, and let's get one more. WSU, person 5. Let's see. Oh, no person 5. Sorry, problem.
Okay, so our team said that it was like it's done. Like classify means it's done.
Classify means it's done.
But no, like if we're asking for candy and like if we're asking for candy and you gotta say no and you just say wait, and if you keep on asking, just keep on saying no, it's already gonna be no. Like it's done.
Okay, so you want me to write up there it's done? Something that's done? Okay. Something that's done. Okay. Thank you to the groups that shared. We are going to go ahead and say classify means to put in groups. Okay, so for our definition today, we are going to say classify means to put in groups. And when we say that, we are going to have a motion with it, and we're going to say to put in groups. Okay? So we're going to try that all together. I'm going to say classify, then you'll say it. We'll say the definition and do the signal all together. Ready? Classify. Oh, hold on. I say it first, remember? Classify. Classify. To put in groups. Classify. All right, nice job. All right, when I say the signal word, I am going to have you gather around on the carpet, and I know that we don't have too much space, so I'm going to say if you're at Gonzaga, you can stay in your seat. If you are over there at table 6, which is UW, you can stay in your seats, but teams in the back, I'm going to have you gather on the carpet when I say the signal word. Ready? Classify. Classify. To put in groups. Classify. All right, come join me on the carpet. All right, so make sure that you're sitting next to someone that you can make good choices next to. I'm going to pick scouts for this activity, okay? And scouts are going to pick someone who is showing respect, making good decisions, and solving problems, okay? And I am going to ask if Brandon would like to be a scout.
Yes.
Okay, Brandon, you were making good decisions when you came to the carpet quietly and found a spot right away, and you're also sitting next to people who you can make good choices next to. Okay, I am also going to ask if Amalia would like to be a scout. Okay, and Amalia, same thing. I like the way that you transitioned to the carpet really quickly right after the signal word. Okay, so the Scout Awards today, we have different pictures that are things like this one is a clothespin that have different angles. Okay, lines of symmetry, and they're laminated, and you can put them in your binder. You could also use this on a quiz, okay, if you pick one that shows what different angles are. Okay, so scouts, we will have those right here on the stool, and you'll get to choose after we go over the game directions today. Okay, go ahead and have your eyes up here on our CCD chart, because we're going to review vocabulary words that we have been working with our geometry unit so far. Okay. So I'm going to say the word, and then I'll have you say it after me, and then we're going to read what our final meaning was. Thumbs up if you get that. Okay. Maddie, can you give us the directions? What are we going to be doing? Saying... Yep, we're going to be saying the signal word, and then what do we do after we say the signal word? We're going to say dictionary? Calling somebody to help you.
And then we do the prediction.
Nope, we're not going to say the prediction. We're going to say the final meaning. Okay? So let's go over the first one. The first one is right angle. Go ahead and say that. Right angle. An angle with a measure of exactly 90 degrees. Show me a right angle using your arms. Show me another right angle. Okay, hands down. The next one is obtuse angle. Say that with me. Obtuse angle. An angle with a measure greater than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees. Show me an obtuse angle with your arms. Show me another obtuse angle. Okay, thank you, hands down. All right, the next one is acute angle. Say that with me. Acute angle. An angle with a measure greater than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. Show me an acute angle. Another acute angle. Okay. Straight angle. Straight angle. An angle with a measure of exactly 180 degrees. Show me a straight angle. Yeah, this is the one that's hard to do with our arms. Okay, hands down. Zero angle. Zero angle. An angle whose measure is 0 degrees. Show me a zero angle. Okay. I'll scoot this up a bit. Our next word is parallel. Always the same distance apart and never intersect. Show me parallel lines. Show me parallel lines. Parallel? Parallel? Good. Our next word is symmetry. The property of a shape that can be folded so that the two halves match exactly. Who can raise their hand and give me an example of a shape that has symmetry? Kashmir?
A triangle.
A triangle. Great job. Kashmir, calling somebody.
A circle.
Yep. Okay, call one more person.
Brandon.
A square.
Great. Okay. All right, let's do a review of all of these. Show me an obtuse angle. Acute angle. Parallel lines. Here's one that's not up there. Perpendicular lines. Intersecting lines. Obtuse angle. Right angle. Parallel lines. Okay, great job, you have it, hands down. All right, and don't forget our new word that we're going to use today for our signal word is classify, okay, to put into groups. All right, so our learning target for today is going to be identifying, describing, and classifying polygons. So I want you to share with your elbow partner, what does that mean in your own words? Go ahead and pair share. What does that mean?
It might be on a test.
No, but what does it mean? In your own words, what does identifying, describing, and classifying polygons, what does that mean? What do you do when you're doing that? You're learning? Okay, so, but what are you doing when you're identifying and classifying?
It is. Describe.
Putting something into categories? Okay. Or
Teams.
putting things into teams? Okay, maybe. Okay, thank you, Titan, for the zero noise signal. Thank you, Sophia and Brandon and Natalie and Valeria. All right, so real quick, Johnny, what did you say with your elbow partner over there? What does that mean in your own words? What does it mean to identify, describe, and classify polygons? What's that? To know what it means and learn about it? What do you mean by to know what it means? Okay, so you're going to be learning about those things and getting smarter. Okay, but what does it actually mean? What are you going to be doing when I say identifying, describing, and classifying polygons? What would that look like in the classroom for you? What would you be doing if we were looking at this standard here? Amalia? Maybe putting things into groups, okay? Titan?
You could describe what it is and like know what it is.
What do you mean by it? What would you be describing?
Polygon, or like a shape.
Yeah, shapes, right? Okay, and last one, Brandon?
You would be classifying the different shapes, like just putting them into different groups.
Putting them into different groups.
Know which ones have these qualities in them.
Ooh, I like that word, qualities. Okay. So the next part that I want you to talk about with your elbow partner is the why. Why is that important for you to learn as fourth graders, to identify, describe, and classify polygons? Why is that important for you to learn? Go ahead and pair share. Sit in your chair, right, Avery? Avery? Are you pair sharing? So why is that important for you to learn?
Because you might be able to teach yourself if you know polygons, you can keep trying to learn
So I think
by yourself.
Yeah, like maybe harder information. Yeah.
They ask you a question.
What do you think? Why is that important?
Because like if you putting them the polygons into groups, you know which polygons are gonna be in the group.
So when you're identifying shapes, it means that you know about polygons.
Yeah.
And like
And
they're
know like which polygon, and you need to know like
you know all the characteristics of them or
so that
something.
you can put them in groups.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, I'm going to call on 2 kids. Maddie, what did you and your elbow partner say? Why is this important to learn?
Because you need to know when you're older.
You need to know what when you're older?
How to describe and classify polygons.
Why would that be important to know when you're older?
Because if like somebody asks you what that means and you don't know, like when it's older, that'd be
So you have to know everything when you're older? Yeah, okay. Maddie, will you call on somebody to share their why?
Why is it important? Because you can take notes and use it for tests.
Okay, so you can prepare yourself to take notes and use them on tests. Okay, and let's get one more, Lena.
Well, we said that like you need to know how to describe the polygon so that you know which groups to put it in, and some jobs like you need to know your polygons and shapes, and he wants to be an engineer, which is one of them.
Ooh, an engineer. Okay, nice. Okay, thank you for sharing. So the why that we are going to be working with, everybody is spot on. Those are perfect answers. Okay, but you are absolutely right. When you get into the older grades, you're going to have geometry that's even harder, and you're going to have to know the basics about classifying and describing polygons, okay, in order to do the harder material, okay? So it gives you the basic understanding of what you need to take on higher level math, okay? And we need to know how to classify, identify, and describe. All right, I am going to look to our scouts. So Amalia, did you see somebody who was solving problems? Or I'm sorry, making a decision, solving problems, showing respect, making good decisions, and solving problems? Either of those.
2 people, because I saw 2 people really doing a good job.
Yes, pick 2 people.
I chose Maddie because she was making good decisions and solving problems.
And what was she doing to make good decisions and solve
She was
problems?
paying attention to you and she was answering questions and she was paying attention to her partner.
Yes, great job.
And then I also chose Avery because she wasn't talking and she was making good decisions with her partners too.
Yep. Okay, let's give those girls 2 claps. Okay, and Brandon, the other scout, I am going to have you pick your person when we are done going over the game teacher versus student. Okay, so Amalia, Maddie, and Avery, you can come up and grab a scout award. When I say the signal word, I'm going to have everybody head to their cubbies, get their student book, and then head back to their seats. Classify. Classify, to put into groups. Classify.
Do I go back to my normal spot? Or?
It's the spot that I put you at. Yep, the spot that I put you in. Right, I love the way that Addie is at her seat with her student book ready to go. Gonzaga, everybody's ready, has their pencil and their student book. All right, I am going to have you open up to page 191. Johnny, do you have your student book? Okay. Open up to page 191. Okay, we're going to be introducing a new workplace game today. So we are going to play teacher versus students, and then you are going to have the opportunity to play the game with an elbow partner today. Okay, and then we'll talk about our workplace log and what that looks like a little bit later. So right now I want you to take a look at the directions page. So at the top it says each pair of player needs one set of polygon cards. So these are the polygon cards that everyone created a few lessons back. We are going to need a 5D polygon bingo record sheet for each player, and I'll give those to you. We're going to need 2 polygon bingo game boards, and we're going to need at least 30 game markers. Okay, and those are going to be in your supply tubs. All right, can I have somebody read the first direction? Natalie, yes, go ahead.
Each pair
It's okay.
players shuffle the polygon cards and place them face down in the stack.
Okay, thank you. So since we're playing teacher versus student, I'm going to do that right now as you read the directions to me. So here are my polygon cards. Hard to shuffle paper that's this thin, so you can kind of just mix them up. And we're going to put them face down. Make sure that none of them stick to each other.
It says in a stack in the book.
Oh, face down in a stack. Okay, you're right. Okay, so just mix them up in your hands and then face down in a stack. The last game we played, we had to sort them all out. Okay, thank you. Natalie, will you call on somebody to read number 2?
Eva. Each player chooses a different polygon bingo game board to use.
Okay, so I will be giving you your polygon bingo board, but if you put your eyes up front, your polygon bingo board, they're going to look like this. Okay, so each partner has to pick a different board. So there's board 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll only need one of these because you can't have the same board. So for example, when we play, if I choose board 3, you would have to choose another board. Okay. Natalie E., what board would you like students to have today?
2.
2? Okay. Direction 3. Eva, call on someone to read direction 3.
Avery. Player 1 selects a card and reads the shape name aloud.
Okay. So I would choose a card. Here is my card. I drew a scalene triangle. I read the name out loud. Direction 4. Nicholas?
Player 1 draws a polygon on his record sheet and writes its name below the drawing. Player 2 verifies that the drawing and the name are correct.
Okay, so each partner will have their own 5D polygon bingo record sheet. So you will be drawing the shape. So I have to draw a scalene triangle. So I'm going to be looking at the attributes of a scalene triangle. What do I notice? There's an acute angle, another acute angle, an obtuse angle. Do you notice anything else about my scalene triangle, Nikai?
There's a right angle.
There's no right angle. I know it's kind of hard to see, but this angle right here is actually obtuse. Titan?
It's a scalene triangle, which means it has no angles that are the same.
It has two acute angles. It has,
No, I meant side.
yes, no sides that are the same. Okay, they're all different lengths. Okay, so I have to draw this on my record sheet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw one line, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm going to label scalene triangle. Okay, and you're going to draw the shapes best you can. Okay, if you're having trouble drawing the shapes, you can always go get a geoboard with rubber bands and try to draw or try to use the geoboard to create the shape before you draw it. Natalie?
I don't know if it's just hard to tell, but are the two longer sides the same size?
This side is a little bit longer.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I said try to get it best you can. Okay, we don't need to get rulers out and measure them, but this side is a little bit longer than that side there. Okay. All right, so scalene triangle. All right, the next direction. Nicholas, will you call on someone to read the next direction? Number 5.
Then player 1 finds an attribute that describes the shape on the Polygon Bingo game board and places a game marker on it. Player 2 verifies that the shape has the attribute described.
Okay, so that's when you're going to use your bingo board. Okay, and you're going to have your game markers that look like this. So I have to pick an attribute from my bingo board that goes with the scalene triangle. Okay, so if I'm using board 3, can I use no right angles for scalene triangle?
Yes.
Yeah, I can because it doesn't have any right angles. There's one that says one set of parallel lines. Are there any parallel lines here, class?
No.
No. Okay, so you're going to read around on the bingo board and you're going to pick a square that goes with the card you drew. So I'm going to go ahead and pick no right angles. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure that my partner agrees with me. Greta, calling someone to read direction 6.
Maddie.
Players can use the players taking turns repeating the steps 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, thank you. And direction 7, Addie.
The game continues until one player has covered a complete line of boxes, horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. On the game board, if player one is the first player to complete a line, player 2 can take one more turn to see if she can also complete a line and make it a tie game.
Okay, thank you. Eli, please put your pages flat. All right, so now we're just going to go back and forth taking turns until one of us gets a bingo. Okay, so we can do horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. Okay? All right, so I am going to have you leave your direction page at your seat. When I say the signal word, I'm going to have you gather on the carpet. If you are at UCLA or Gonzaga, you can stay at your tables. Classify. Classify. To put into groups. Classify. Just bring yourself to the carpet. That's all you need. And I'm going to put our Polygon bingo board on our table right here so we don't have to keep picking it up and moving them around. And Brandon's our scout right now, so make sure, Brandon, you are looking for kids making good choices out there. Okay, so I just went, so now it's the student's turn, and I'm just going to draw name sticks to come up here. So let's have Johnny come up first. Okay, and Johnny, you're going to draw a card. Okay, put it under here so we can see. Oh, wait, okay, what did you draw, Johnny?
An isosceles triangle.
An isosceles triangle. So Johnny and I, if we're playing this game with each other, we can be talking about the attributes that make up this shape. So what do you notice about this shape, Johnny?
two sides are the same.
Yep, two sides are the same length. What else? What type of angles?
Obtuse and acute.
I don't see any obtuse. I see all what?
Acute.
Yeah, all acute. Do we agree with him? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to try to draw this on his student board. Okay, so he says that there are two sides that are the same length. So go ahead and draw where it says number 1. Okay. The light. Oh, there we go. So what do we notice about Johnny's shape? It's side lengths. Randy?
Two are the same.
Two are the same. Do they all kind of look the same?
Yeah.
They all kind of look the same length a little bit, right, Johnny? And he caught that right after he drew it. So why don't you erase these two sides and just extend them down 1 dot further? And this is what I mean. It gets kind of tricky drawing them on the geo board because you feel like you have to keep them right on those dots. It's easier sometimes to draw without those little dots. Okay, what do we think of a shape now?
Yeah.
Perfect. So go ahead and write isosceles triangle underneath it. And then Johnny gets to pick one of the spaces from game board 2 for the students and cover one of the squares. Okay, so Johnny, look at game board 2 and see which one you want to cover. Okay, which one did you cover? We can't see it.
No right angles.
No right angles. Does that work, class?
Yeah.
Yes, good job. All right. So the next one, I drew a rhombus. So for number 2 on mine, I'm going to write rhombus. Okay, what do we notice about a rhombus? What do we notice about the rhombus? And I'm going to fix this. What do we notice, Greta?
It has 2 acute and 2 obtuse angles.
Okay, 2 acute and 2 obtuse. Yes. What else do we notice, Maddie?
It has 4 equal sides.
4 equal side lengths. Okay. What else? Titan?
Quadrilateral.
Yes. Great job. Okay, I'm going to cover. Let's see. Ooh, I heard someone whisper something. Nicholas, what'd you whisper?
2 lines of symmetry.
Oh, 2 lines of symmetry.
I said 2 pairs.
That's what I was.
2 or more sets of parallel sides. Okay. I'm going to cover 2 sets of parallel lines and all sides the same length. Does that work? Yes. Okay, Eli, want to come up? Okay, go ahead and draw a card. Can you put it on the projector so you can see? What'd you draw?
Trapezoid.
A trapezoid. Okay, so Eli is going to draw and write the name of the trapezoid there for number 2. He's going to try to draw that out the best he can on that mini geo board. And while he's drawing that, I want you to pair share really quick. What are some attributes that you notice about the trapezoid based on its sides and its angles? Go ahead, pair share. Good job. Just write the name. Okay, you're gonna have to pick one to cover up here for your game board. Game 2. Find one that you want.
Oh, yeah.
Thank for the 0 noise signal. Okay, Eli's looking right now on the student game board. Something he can cover up that has to do with the trapezoid. So I'm going to name some of them off, and I want you to be listening to see if you hear any that fit with the trapezoid. All right angles, all sides the same length, at least 2 obtuse angles. And why don't you show me thumbs up or thumbs down if that works. 1 set of perpendicular lines, at least 1 line of symmetry, no sets of parallel lines, 0 lines of symmetry. All right, got a winner. All right, I drew a quadrilateral. Okay, so there's my quadrilateral. I'm looking at my game board now, and I want you to do thumbs up and thumbs down to help me out. Exactly 1 obtuse angle. One set of parallel lines. At least 2 acute angles. One set of perpendicular lines. 2 or more sets of perpendicular lines. At least 1 line of symmetry. At least 2 obtuse angles. Is this an obtuse angle? Yes, because it's greater than 90. Is this an obtuse angle? Yes, because it's greater than 90. Okay, what?
Did you say at least 1 line of symmetry?
Yeah.
Because that
That does symmetry.
It has 1 line of symmetry?
Yes.
right down the
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
This way? Okay. All right, students. Avery, come on up. Please sit up, Brandon. Okay, draw a card. Say it one more time, a little louder.
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid. So Avery's going to draw a trapezoid. And that's what the trapezoid looks like. And I want you to be thinking in your head, what do you notice about a trapezoid? What types of angles, side lengths, symmetry? And here's what I'm thinking with the dots, and this is what I was kind of thinking at the beginning was, oh, you have to make sure that the dots are touching, okay, or that you have a line that's going over dots, and that's not the case, because think of a geoboard. Sometimes when we have the bands of a geoboard, we put the band around one of the little notches on the geoboard, but then the band doesn't touch a dot, dot, dot until it gets to the next point where you loop the band, Logan and Nick-I, okay? So you don't have to draw them exactly touching all of the lines. It's trickier than it looks, huh, Avery? Yeah. So what if you go down right here, down right here? It'll go from, yep, okay, and then connect them. Okay, and then write the name of it. And like I said, if you get stumped on the drawing, please go get a geoboard and make it on the geoboard first and then record it on your record sheet. Okay, Avery, go ahead and cover one of your bingo squares. Okay, so help Avery out. At least one line of symmetry. You should probably cover that one, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so right now, students, I know you can't see because I don't want to keep picking up because the game pieces will slide off, but you have almost 4 in a row. Almost. All right, here we go. I drew a hexagon. Ooh, this one's going to be tricky to draw. Okay, and Brandon, our scout, make sure you're looking for kids making good choices. No, good. I'm not that great at this, am I?
You're good at it, so you make it look really easy. It's a heart. It's like a
Okay,
pointed heart.
and see that this is still wrong because that is an acute angle, not an obtuse angle. Oh, okay. It's okay. Okay, well, good enough. I would need to get my geoboard and use rubber bands for this one. That's for sure. Okay, looking at my hexagon card, I'm looking at my board, and it would be good for me to choose at least one line of symmetry. Does this have at least one line of symmetry? Yes. Could I draw a line of symmetry right here? Yeah, I'm going to cover that one. Okay, Aurora is absent. Let's go with Maddie. Come on up. And Maddie, you can use my game board to draw.
Piggyback.
A pentagon. Okay, and Addie, Kashmir, and Eli, I don't know why we're coloring in our notebooks, but that's not what we're doing right now. So the one spot on your guys' bingo board that you need is no sets of parallel lines. Does a pentagon have no sets of parallel lines?
Yes.
Does that work, yes, or does that not work?
No. It works 0%.
No sets of parallel lines. Remember, parallel,
Yes.
Oh, I see.
yep, that's game board 2. So, Maddie, does no sets of parallel lines work? Let's look. Is this side and this side parallel? No. Is this side or this side parallel? No. Does it have any parallel sides? No. So, you win. Okay, let's give students 2 claps. Nice job. All right. Go ahead and have your eyes here so I can give you the next direction. Roberto. Okay, and Logan, this is going to be our last warning. Okay. All right. I know that game took a little bit of time. We noticed a few things. Okay, drawing on these little mini geoboards is a lot harder than what it seems. Okay. So I'm going to be passing out geoboards, okay, to everybody to have just in case we need that, because we worked with making shapes on our geoboards and we were pretty good at that. So as long as we can do that on our geoboard, then we can scale it down to our paper size. I think that would help. Thumbs up if you think that would help you. Okay, I think so. All right, so what we're gonna do next, Brandon is gonna pick, Brandon, where are you? Right here. Brandon's gonna pick somebody for a Scout Award. So Brandon, did you see anybody that was showing respect, making good decisions, or solving problems?
Yes, I actually did in the time that I had.
Okay.
I saw Ethan.
And what was Ethan doing?
He was showing respect. And he was showing respect. He was pretty much doing all of them.
How was he showing respect? Can you give us a quick example?
So I saw him looking at the screen and looking at the speaker, which was you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice job. Let's give Ethan 2 claps. Okay, and our Scout Awards boys are right here. So here's how the game is going to work. In just a minute, I am going... What? Later, okay? When I say the signal word, I'm going to have you go back to your seat. Person 1 is going to get your supply tub. You have your game markers in your supply tub. I am going to set the game board and the record sheet over by the window. You're going to need one of your partners to go over and grab 1 game board for the 2 of you and then 2 of the record sheets. Okay, and then you can start playing. I'm going to have Roberto, Nick I, Amalia, and Natalie S. meet me at small group table, and we'll be playing the game over there. Okay, so who can repeat the directions to us? When I say the signal word, you are going to go back to your seat and do what? Nikai?
Person 1 is going to get the tub, and your other partner is going to get the bingo worksheet and the game.
Yes. How many Polygon bingo boards do you need, Nicholas?
2,
The game boards.
1,
1. How many of the record sheets do you need?
2.
2. Okay. I'm also going to set geo boards up by the window so you can grab those if you need them. Okay. You're going to be working with your elbow partner. You're going to play through the game once. If you finish up early, Logan, you need to play through 1 more time. And then if you get done with 2 games, you can get out your workplace log and play one of the games that's in our workplace bin over in the back of the room. Get it? Okay. Classify. Classify. To put into groups. Classify. Yeah.
So are we partnered up with our elbow partner?
Yep.
Do we need
Yes, you're going to need to go grab, Natalie, go grab 4 of the Polygon Bingo record sheets and 2 of the Polygon Bingo boards.
All right.
Okay? And Amelia, will you go grab the game markers that are on my desk? Okay, I'm going to actually take your Polygon cards. Use those. Guys, you can go ahead and start shuffling those up a bit. Okay, so 1 game board for each pair. Decide what game board you're going to be.
2. I'll be 4.
So maybe write your name above it.
I'll be 1. Okay, so Roberto, you're 3. He's 4. Yeah, I'm 4.
You're all going to be, you 2 will be paired together, and then you 2 will be paired together. Okay? So it doesn't matter if Amelie and Nick have the same. Okay?
What are you?
All right, I think it's good. We're not flipping them around.
I'll be 2.
Okay. So we're going to first use the geoboards to try to make our shapes on the geoboards, and then we're going to record them on our record sheet. Okay? So decide who wants to go first.
I can. Okay.
Okay? All right, so go ahead and draw a card.
Quadrilateral.
Quadrilateral. What'd you get, Natalie?
Equilateral triangle.
Okay.
Okay, so
So go ahead and write it on your record sheet. This goes in the center because you share it. Okay. So I want both partners to try to make the shape that their partner drew on the geoboard using your bands.
Okay, so here's a random. This is hard.
I don't want you to draw it first. I want you to use your geoboard first.
Were you supposed to pass out to see
The geoboards are where they're normally stored. You can put them by the window.
Here.
So, you know, it probably would help if you just dumped them out of the bag like this.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so try to make that quadrilateral. And Natalie, you make that equilateral. Great. And Natalie, I think
way easier making it. Like that?
all sides the same. What do you think? Does that look like it?
Yeah. 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 That looks good. Or it needs to be higher. I think it needs to be oh.
And remember, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect.
What's the rule?
I mean, that looks good.
Where can be a rectangle, but a rectangle?
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and take a look at your geoboard and then draw it on your record sheet.
Okay, so
Okay, Natalie, so now on your game board, and leave this in the center, you need to put your marker over one of your bingo squares that has an attribute of an equilateral triangle.
no, wait. Are we supposed to put markers on if it has like
You see one?
right angles or something? Yeah. Exactly. So it has two sides the same length. See, look, it has a right angle right here. Right there.
How many sides are the same length?
Three.
3. Yeah, so that doesn't work. You're right. So what about something else? So look at the triangle first. What type of angles does the equilateral triangle have?
Okay, so
They're all acute. Is there any box that says all acute? There's one that says no right angles. Would that work?
Yeah.
Because they're all acute, so it has no right angles. What do you think, Nicholas? Would that work?
Yeah.
All right, or no right angles? Okay. So then put the card right here in the discard pile. And Nicholas, go ahead and draw a card. Parallelogram. So go ahead and use your geoboards, both of you, and make sure that you don't take the marker off. So Amalia, which one did you cover? Make sure that you're not spinning this all around because then your marker chips are falling off.
it doesn't have all right angles. Well, it has a right angle.
This one says all right angles. Does that shape have all right angles, that quadrilateral?
Yeah, it has that.
This is harder than it.
And it looks easy, but it's actually pretty hard.
So
At least two of the boys.
let's look at the picture. What type of angle is this? No, I'm asking Amalia. No, what type of angle?
Obtuse?
Nope, this is an acute angle because it's less than 90 degrees. Okay. This is an obtuse angle because it's greater than 90 degrees. Okay, so that one, all right angles wouldn't work because it actually doesn't have any right angles. So let's read through, and Roberto, you can help her. Oh, you want to cover no right angle? Okay, that would work.
Or you could at least two obtuse angles.
Yeah, or you could cover that one because it has at least 2. Okay, Roberto, your turn. Go ahead and draw a card.
Scaling triangle.
Okay, so I want you to both create the scalene triangle on your geoboard before you draw it.
I did the best I could.
For a parallelogram?
Yeah.
All right.
It already gives you an answer, right?
So go ahead and draw. Oh, your braces hurt? Oh, your
Like that?
Let me know if you feel like you need to go home. Okay.
Or was it because
I think like that. Okay, now Roberto.
So there's smaller bands for. Are you trying to do these?
Yeah. It has an acute.
I'm not sure if that would work. So take a look at it again.
Yeah, it has acute angle. I think.
So you're trying to make a parallelogram, right?
1 up 2 single.
So they have these two sides that are what to each other? This side and this side.
They're both the same length.
They're both the same length. Are they parallel to each other? Parallel sides? Yes. Are these two sides parallel to each other, Nick?
You can put not right angles. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I. Wait.
That's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you drew this one, right, Nicholas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you said two sides the same length.
Wait.
Okay, it has two sides the same length, and then it also has another pair of sides that are the same length. So for this one, you could only have a shape that has two sides the same length. So that works. So if you do
Okay, that's good enough. I can draw. Oh. Okay, next. Trapezoid. I get it. What type of trapezoid? Just a trapezoid. And then we're like,
good plan?
whoop,
What are we gonna do? Who's next?
Stan, aren't they?
You. Okay.
oh,
You're
that's a.
shooting for 2 or more sets of perpendicular lines.
I get it now. And nope. Okay. Wait. No.
So that's just a smaller version. Okay, you can take them off.
That's what I did.
And then Natalie, you can draw a card.
Okay. Oh, I haven't been drawing this.
How's it going over here?
Good. Okay. I think that's a pentagon. Wait, which one did you pick? No.
Which one are you working on right now?
3.
Huh? What polygon? Because you have 3 cards out. Which one is that? Trapezoid. Okay. So who drew that one? You did? So you drew it?
I did it.
Okay. Which one are you going to cover? Which attribute does it have?
I don't know, that's part. Are those perpendicular lines?
Up 2 single.
Where?
Right here.
Point to the obtuse angle.
Like where it has like.
Yep. That's the obtuse angle. Okay, what other type of angles does it have?
I was gonna say parallel, but
What type of angle is this?
acute.
Acute? Good job, Amalia. So you're getting it. What about this one?
That.
Where this side and this side come together. What type of angle is this?
You gotta do that too. Pentagon.
So we have acute, which you said is that one, less than 90. Obtuse, greater than 90. And then what's the other type of angle? Do you remember? What's the one that's 90 degrees? What type of angle is that? Look at our CCD.
A straight angle.
No, not a straight angle. Look at our CCD. What's the one in red?
Right.
A right angle, the 90 degrees, right? Show me with your hands. 90 degrees. Okay. So which one are you going to mark on your game board?
It has to be 2
Exactly one obtuse angle. Roberto? Do you agree with her? Exactly one obtuse angle? Which one's the obtuse angle? Yep, and there's just one. Good job. Okay, Roberto, draw a card. All right, fourth graders, we are going to be doing a 30-second expert after our math lesson on classifying polygons. So we're going to read through the steps of the instructions, and then we're going to get started with our lesson. So the first step, step 1, can I have a volunteer read that step for us, please? Brandon, go ahead.
Stand and find a partner. Stay standing.
Okay, step 2, Natalie S.
One person shares plays a room while the other uses. You have 30 seconds to share. Begin by saying, I am an expert on this topic because I'm not.
Okay, thank you. Step 3, Valeria.
The listener will summarize what he or she has heard. Begin your summary with according to insert name and summarize what you heard. After your summary, ask, did I get that right?
Thank you. Step 4, Nicholas.
Reserve roles,
Reverse.
reverse roles. Speaker becomes listener and listener now speaks.
Thank you. Step 5, Roberto.
Be sure to thank your partner when you are finished.
Okay. And lastly, step 6, Elena.
Record any new knowledge in the right column.
All right, thank you. All right, so right now on the line where it says topic or prompt, I want you to write classifying polygons. So I'll write that up here on the board. Classifying polygons. Okay, then the second line says your partner's name. And I'm going to go ahead and draw name sticks for your partners this time around. So when I call your partner, you're going to put their name on your paper where it says partner's name. Okay, if you don't know how to spell their name, just sound it out best you can. Okay, Amalia and Brandon, Alex and Nicholas N, Johnny Greta, Avery Maddie, Logan Roberto, Eli and Aurora, Sophia and Jackson, Nick I and Eva, Lena and Natalie S, Seth and Titan, Hunter Malia, Randy, Ethan, and Kashmir and Valeria. Raise your hand if I didn't call your name, Seth. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you have your partner's name written on your paper. Thumb up if your partner's name is written on your paper. Okay. All right, thumbs down. All right, so the first part that you're going to be completing is the what do I know about this topic column. Okay, so what do you know about classifying polygons? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple minutes to write as much as you can in that box because you're going to be sharing that information with your partner. Get it? All right, go ahead and pick up your pencil and start writing. Okay. Classifying. So it's the lesson when we had the cards and we were classifying polygons based on what they look like, their sides, their angles, all of that. So what does it mean to classify polygons? How could you classify polygons? like polygons. Okay, and a polygon is a shape with 3 or more sides. So how could you classify, put them into groups based on what they look like? Okay, time, pencils down. Right, so that may have been enough time for some of you, and some of you are still writing, but that's okay. It's just a quick 2 minutes to get some information down to share with your partner. When I say go, I'm going to have you stand up and push in your chair and find your partner in the classroom. Once you find your partner, Roberto, can you be an example real quick? You are going to bring your paper with you. Okay, you're going to find your partner and stand across from them. Okay, and just wait quietly so I know everybody is ready, and then we'll get started. Go ahead and push in your chair and find your partner. Okay, I see that Greta and Johnny are ready. They are quietly standing across from each other. See that Randy and Ethan are ready? Eva, did you have a partner? Nikai? Okay. All right, so if you look at our smartboard really quick, I put up our sentence stems up there. Okay, so number 1 is in red. So if you are the first person to share with your partner, you are going to say, I am an expert at classifying polygons because, and then you're going to read all of the information you wrote down. Okay, who can raise their hand and tell me what is the job of person 2 during that time? Titan? Listening, yeah. And you have to be a really good listener because when the 30 seconds is up, you are going to share part 2, which says you are an expert, and you can say your partner's name, right? So if Seth was my partner, I would say, Seth is an expert at classifying polygons because, and then you're going to summarize what your partner told you. Okay? And don't forget at the end, we have to say, did I get that right? Okay? And then your partner, person 1, is going to either say yes or no. And if you didn't get everything, they'll just briefly tell you real quick what you missed. Okay? Are we good to go? Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to pull up the timer, and you're going to have 30 seconds to share with your partner. So figure out who's going to go first, and go ahead and start. Who's going first? Did you read that already?
Yeah.
I am an expert. Can you say it a little louder?
I'm an expert at classifying polygons because I know that they have 3 or more sides.
Okay. Anything else that you wrote down? No? Okay, time. Thank you. I like the way that a lot of the groups quieted down right away. All right. So the first person went. Now person 2, you are going to summarize what your partner told you, but make sure that you read the prompt that's on the board in blue. Okay, you have 30 seconds. Go ahead.
You said they can have many shapes and angles. Did I get that right?
Did she get it right? Yeah? Okay. Okay, time. Okay, now it is time for the listener to be the person who is reading their information, and then the person that went first is now going to be the one that listens. Okay, so make sure that you are reading the prompt on the board in red if you are the one sharing your information. Go ahead and start. Alex, can you speak up a little more so we can hear you?
I'm an expert at classifying polygons because I know what polygons
What do you know about polygons?
A polygon is an equilateral.
Time. All right, the last part is for the listener to summarize what they heard. Go.
I heard that a polygon is different shapes and it isn't
Good. Time. Time. Okay, the last part, when you head back to your seat, you're going to write down any new knowledge that you have that your partner told you about polygons. Okay, so that's going to be in the second column. Go ahead and move back to your seats and pick up your pencil.
I didn't really learn anything new because me and Maddie wrote the same thing almost.
So Avery said that she didn't learn that much that was new because her and her partner, they wrote very similar things. If that's the case, you can just write down some of those things, or maybe if there was just one or two pieces of new information that you didn't have written down, you can write those. Okay, so try to think of at least one thing that your partner said that was different.
But what if we both got the exact same thing?
You got the exact same thing.
Yeah, but just in different types of words.
Try to put it in their words best you can.
Okay.
Yeah, probably just a few at a time. Okay, once you have your new information written down, you can turn it into the turn-in box to literacy.